Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cyclone here, and I wanted to talk to you all about my thoughts for a new LR, potentially global first worthy. I actually think it would be a very great idea for this to be a global first. But let's be realistic. I don't know if we're getting a global first the rest of this year. Um, we might in the next year. What will be crazy is if they don't actually um, like. Hang on one second. What would be crazy is if they don't give us one and kind of start throwing these UR banners at us for like old URs. That's not great either because that means they're going to be recycling old content like this Halloween banner in place of global firsts, but that doesn't speed us up at all. So I'm very concerned about global firsts as a thing. They wouldn't be so problematic if we got a dedicated swap with JP. So like we get one, JP gets one, and then at the exact same event period, we switch. But they haven't done that. We saw this with kind of with Kefla and UI Goku. JP got him 3 weeks later. 3 weeks, man. And and we got Kefla about 2.5 months later, which is still really good for global, but like that's it. We don't see a dedicated time period between global first and JP. But there is hype around global first. And my pick, given where we are, if somehow we get, well, it's not going to happen because we have both Jiren and the Blue Boys. That's two LR banners. But what's to say we're not going to get a global first UR? So this could be a UR, but I would love it if it was an LR. I think these guys deserve it. It is an LR Piccolo and Gohan from the Universe Survival Tournament. Guys, this is one of my top picks for a new Tournament of Power card. And the reason why it's one of my top picks is because it could do a lot in terms of categories, in terms of mechanics. It would be very good for the meta. It'd be very good for our collections if we had a Piccolo Gohan LR. So let me explain how I would envision this card's creation. I want it to start as actually a Piccolo card. And Piccolo will be very defensive. I want this Piccolo to start with 200 defense and, greatly raised defense on super attack. If it's an LR, you can do raise on 12 and greatly raise on 18. The Piccolo would come in. His first animation in my mind would be when he stretches out his arms, he grabs the guy, and then with the other arm, he can blast them or something. And you just see his arms stretching all around the screen. That would be so cool. You could do a lot of creative stuff with that animation, right? And then the second thing, you could give him a Hellzone grenade or an attack combo with one of his mouth cannons, which he did in the early on in the series. And that would be really cool as well. The condition would be, you could either do a turn-based condition, but that wouldn't be good for Super Battle Road. So ideally, you would want to do a... Well, actually, it's hard to say what's a good condition, right? Usually it's a turn condition. So maybe... Nah, it would probably be turn-based. Let's say 4 turns in, you can swap out with Gohan. And here's what I want the Gohan to be. When the Gohan is swapped out, I want the Gohan to inherit all the defense you raised as Piccolo. He's going to come in with that defense that you've stacked. And then he has a unit mechanic as Gohan. The unit mechanic is Piccolo's special beam cannon, Makako Senpoha, that in the background. I want this Gohan to, of course, come in. He can do a couple his 12 key can be like a punching combo or something, maybe some rapid beam blasts or key blasts. And then his 18 key is going to be the Masenko. Of course it's the Masenko. We need to see Ultimate Gohan Masenko. And when it's a unit mechanic, if you have a Piccolo on rotation, when you have a Piccolo on rotation, you will get the Piccolo unit mechanic where he comes in from behind with the special beam cannon. And that is the unit attack. So the Masenko goes out, and then Piccolo follows up. You can do a cut animation or something, and he's charging up the Masenko. And actually, you could actually do the exchange animation with him going into special beam cannon, and Gohan steps in his place while he's charging in the background. And then the unit attack, of course, could be he launches it after the Masenko, and you get this double beam shot from like you saw on the show, where the sprite's getting hit in the Masenko, and then the beam cannon goes right through him, and that would be the unit attack. And like, first of all, my hype would be up through the roof. I love this pair. But you look at Piccolo in particular. Look at this poor man. This guy has the worst LR in the game. And he only has like one really solid... Oh, it's actually Piccolo with Kami. So not even Piccolo. Like Piccolo himself does not have a great unit. Like this is his best card, right? And this thing is outdated by this point. It's still a solid unit, but it just... We need a new Piccolo. This guy, this category is in the trash can. It's in the trash can. Namekians is absolutely horrendous. So this card could tie Namekian into Universe 7. And I really think we need to start getting these branching out categories. So this card would have, of course, Namekians, Hybrid Saiyans, and Universe 7 and Survival Saga all covered. You know, and then links, you can think about what those would be. I think Master and Disciple would be great. Oh my God, put him on Master and Disciple, please. Like, yes, that's a great idea, as a great concept. Prepared for battle, I mean, that's going to be pretty straightforward. Full power, because they're both unleashing their named attacks at full power. Like, yes. Joint forces, I don't know. But there are many different things. Experienced fighters would be perfect, although Gohan's kind of inexperienced at that point. Nah, I could see him on that. Fierce battle would be all right. Z fighters. I mean, look, there's so much you could do with this LR, but that's the point. It would be a really good cohesive unit that ties in different aspects of the game, different categories, and it would just have incredible attack animations and a unit mechanic and an exchange mechanic. It would be incredible. Now, do I think it's happening? I have my doubts. Do I want it to happen? Oh my God, it makes perfect sense. Does it not make perfect sense to have these guys get an LR and then have it do all this? Because that would be very dynamic and it would be great for the meta. It would be very good to have a card that accommodates all this. So there it is, guys. There's my take on a card, an LR ideally, because if we got a UR, we would be down a couple animations, and I really want to see all these animations at the highest level. But however we get this card, I want it to have an exchange mechanic, and ideally I would want it to have a unit mechanic. And it makes sense. And because it's a Piccolo Gohan, that's why I also was thinking, oh, maybe this could be a global first because it's not a Goku or Vegeta card, you know? That was what was shocking, is that global got UI Goku first. Even if not for a long time, we technically did get to enjoy the unit for 3 weeks before JP. And that was like unheard of. So a Gohan Piccolo, that just screams global first to me. But Gohan's very popular in Japan. Piccolo's also an OG, and I think he's also very popular. Either way, however they want to give it to us, please give it to us. We need a card like this. We need these two working together, and this is the perfect way to do it. So guys, there's my video. I hope you enjoyed. This is Cyclone signing out. I will see you on the next Dokkan battle video.